Family's got to say about Sexy Red. I want to hear what you got to say about Drake as well too. Has anyone actually, DJ? Have you heard the actual song that everybody's talking about with Drake as well too? I know Drake got some new music out or whatever, but have you actually heard the song?
No, I haven't heard the song, but I have read the lyric, though. You know what I mean? But go ahead, though.
Okay, I'm just checking to see. I never really was into Drake music like that. Nothing
Can you
against
hear
it,
me?
brother. What? I'm sorry. I thought I had unmuted my mic. Real quick for those that come up in YouTube, guys, make sure you go ahead and subscribe, like, share, comment on tonight's broadcast. For those that's gonna pop up in YouTube, make sure you go ahead and share, subscribe, like, comment on tonight's broadcast. Like I was saying, 'cause I actually had the mic muted. I was gonna say that I never really listened to much of Drake stuff other than the stuff I hear on the radio. Like, if he has a song on the radio, I might listen to it like that, but I've never actually bought in his music or downloaded anything like that. So,
Right.
nothing against the brother. I believe Drake is what the biggest selling artist in the past 5 years or so. I know he's supposed to be one of the biggest selling artists. So, shout out to him. I don't know how many albums and records he sold. And I know music is a lot different now compared to back in the day, but Drake he moves a lot of units. You have to give him that. So
Right. Well, not because, the game has changed now. So nobody sells really physical media anymore like that, even though physical media is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Walmart in 2022 made $1 billion selling DVDs strictly. $1 billion in profit, not revenue. It's a difference. You know what I'm saying? $1 billion selling DVDs. So how is the physical market dead? But Drake ain't selling physicals. Ain't nobody really selling physical copies like that because ain't nobody buying that. Everybody's streaming, bro. Everything is streaming or some type of subscription, which is still streaming. So if you look at it like that, who really did? And then let's get to the mathematics, politics of it. The RIAA, Recording Institute Association of America, says one album is equivalent to 1,500 streams. One album is equivalent to 1,500 streams. When I come out here and sell 1,500 CDs at $1 a pop, that's $1,500. So what did that 1,500 streams net me, which is equivalent to one album, by the way? This penny is on a dollar. YouTube pays 0.0006 on a penny. 0.0006 on a penny. It's 3 zeros. It's basically a negative anything. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no money on the board. It's like, I signed a record deal, but I didn't get an advance, but I got to recoup it still. See that? This is how these people play. So when Drake, I guess you add up, he got, if he get 10 million, or just say like a million, get 1 million streams on YouTube, that's only $690 he get. So if he wind up getting like, 100 million streams, yeah, now we probably talking some money. You know what I'm saying? A couple thousand, you know what I'm saying? Tens of thousands, maybe 100,000, you know what I mean? But that ain't what it is he should do too. And not to sway from the conversation what his lyrics is, but just talking on the music business as far as like how this shit really goes. There's a reason why them SAG writers out in California striking. And I just found out there's another entertainment union that's striking too, but we'll get to that in a second. Go
all right. We go ahead and dig into this real quick. Up in the jumbotron guy, you'll find both of the articles for the night. This is from Yahoo. It was curated on Newstoter.com. It says Drake receives backlash for lying about American slavery and "Slime You Out." "Slime You Out." That's his new single. So go ahead and touch up on this real quick. Definitely go ahead and share it out. It's up in the jumbotron too, guys. So go ahead and retweet it out from people up in YouTube. All the articles tonight will be in the description. Once again, all the articles tonight will be in the description. It says fans are unhappy with Drake after many pointed out a line referencing American slavery in his new song, "Slime You Out," is the rapper's latest single from his upcoming album, For All the Dogs. The track released Friday featured the Canadian's rumored ex SZA. The line in question opens the rapper's first verse in the song. "You got my mind in a terrible place, whipped and chained you like American slaves," Drake raps. Many listeners found the bar inappropriate. One listener questioned on X, formerly known as Twitter, "Whipped and chained you like American slaves?" Nobody in the studio told Drake that line was awful, alongside a meme graphic. "Whipped and chained you like American slaves" from a biracial Canadian It's actually wow. Laugh out loud, another tweeted. One commenter said Drake has lost his damn mind. Whipped and chained you like American slaves is a terrible line already, but coming from a biracial Canadian with a white child, they shared with a gift. And another even criticized SZA for choosing to be part of the track. They shared a meme video and wrote, SZA heard Drake say whipped and chained you like an American slaves, and she said, yeah, I need to get on that. Listeners aren't the only ones unhappy with Drake about the slime you out. The rapper shared a picture of Halle Berry getting slimed at Nickelodeon's 2012 Kids' Choice Awards on his Instagram, adding a parental advisory explicit content label. When a viewer asked the actress about the promotional tactic, Berry said Drake used a video without her permission. He did have his people call my people, and I said no. Barry commented on the post, I didn't like the image of slime all over my face in association with his song, and he chose to do it anyway. You see, that is disrespect, not cool. Drake nor SZA have yet to address the backlash to their new song. So damn, so not only is Drake, and I saw it a couple of days ago, I tweeted out, I believe, not only is Drake getting the heat from millions of people online, I ain't gonna say millions, I say tens of thousands of people upset that, the little line he put in there about American slaves. You got Halle Berry also pissed too that he took her video, he took her picture without her permission. And he went ahead and he posted it and used it as a promotional go ahead as well when she told him not to use it. So now you got Halle Berry upset with him. A lot of people saying is this about a artist just being creative with his words, his wordplay? People said, many times rappers say things in songs that could be considered offensive, or they use it to show their lyrical skills, being able to add punchlines in. But did Drake cross the line, and did Drake go too far? And that's the thing with rap. And a lot of times you've heard all kind of lyrics and things in rap songs, and people, they say, well, that person is just an artist, and they're just doing that to actually get a rise out of people. So the question is, did Drake, who people made sure they went ahead and they mentioned on these tweets and stuff, you had a lot of users talking about, Drake is biracial, Drake is Canadian, Drake has a baby with a white child. People got upset with SZA too because they say, SZA shouldn't have went along with it as well. Did Drake cross the line? Was Drake just being an artist, just showing his versatility as a lyricist, going ahead and adding that? Or should Drake have known better, knowing that he also, to my knowledge, Drake is also a descendant of American slaves. And I know people say, well, he's Canadian, but I believe his father is a Black American. So that would actually make him also a descendant of American slavery as well, too. Now, I know people will say, well, his mom is white, and that's true. But if his father is actually a descendant of American slavery, how does that feel? I mean, how is that or whatever? Because, I just want to get people's point of view on that and whatnot. Because I know a lot of times we look at Drake. I look at Drake as being a Canadian. I know people say his daddy's American or whatever, but if he was born in Canada or whatever, I look at him being a Canadian with American ties. At the same time, he is a descendant of American slaves himself. So this is a very interesting dynamic right here. I want to get people's thoughts and points of view. And DJ, let me ask you real quick, because I know nobody's coming up here real quick. Let me give a shout out to K3. Let me give a shout out to Alyssa as well too, and some of you guys on the bottom of the screen there, True Bracy Research, and Make One Think, Mr. Finn 477. I mean, you guys can leave things in the comment section as well too. You can leave a comment and we'll read the comment. We'll talk about it. We'll discuss it. Like I say, it pissed a lot of people off. A lot of people are pissed off. Before I actually get to you, DJ, let me touch up real quick on the Sexy Red thing too. We might as well throw Sexy Red up in here too. Sexy Red has been hot as a firecracker lately. She's on all of these award shows. She's I saw her posing with the Jets owner with the stack of money. That's like her calling card. She has this big wad of cash she's always posting with. So let me go ahead and touch up on that real quick. And this is from a hot new hip hop curator Newstoter.com platform. It says Sexy Red says she's young and turned while slamming TikToker who called her an industry plant. Sexy Red has some choice words for TikTok personality Dana Dane. I'm young and turned out your old ass mad. Red wrote in the comments of Dane's video where she called Red an industry plant. Previously, Dane had gone viral for saying that she believed Red was an industry plant. The intent of Red per Dane was to destroy the image of black women, citing Red's outspoken demeanor and overt sexuality. Dane said this is the reason why it's time to separate as black women because they ain't no way I'm about to be associated with that and Sukihana. Dane's video has since been deleted. Dane's original video has sparked a wider conversation about elitism within the black community. While battle lines were drawn and people took both sides of the issue, many argued that women like Dane were the real problem. They saw her as a further demonizing women like Red because they weren't stereotypical vision of idolized black femininity. On the whole, a lot of people back Red on this one. How the F a black woman gonna destroy my image when I leave my house? People see me not sexy Red. One person wrote, "I can't stand a come on gang. Who's with me person? You absolutely don't got to stay or like somebody, but why are you trying to start a movement? Just leave." Another added, all women have different variables. She doesn't represent the entire race. She's just trying to get her money up, and I don't blame her. That's not my life to judge. Ski argued a third. Meanwhile, the cultural impact of Red is spreading further and further at a drag show. This writer attended earlier this week. The show host dropped a ski yee doing the intro elsewhere. An elementary school teacher went viral earlier this week as she revealed that ski yee is a phrase she uses to calm her students down to get them to pay attention to her. So, regardless of what some TikTokers might think, it's very clear that Red's train isn't slowing down anytime soon. Yeah, DJ, I saw the face like, yo, like they don't. So if you saying like, so basically, if you criticize Red, and they saying that it's really the bigger discussion, a wider conversation is about elitism within the black community. Okay, so I guess basically they saying, hey, Red should be able to do whatever she wants to do. She should show whatever kind of image, and if you say something, you mad, you upset. Let her do her thing. Like one person say she's just trying to get her money up. I don't blame her. Ski he, and then you got a teacher. You got a teacher talk about she actually uses that to calm down her kids and stuff in class. Like what the hell? Hey, go ahead, DJ.
Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. Shout out to Project Pack. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, whoever said that is right. You know what I mean? Let her like. That's our business. You know what I'm saying? Keep it real, but hold up a second. I gotta put a butt in there. You know it was coming, right? You know what I mean? I was ago, and we was talking about why we not allowed to check each other. You know what I'm saying? Like you getting upset because I'm telling you to pull your pants up. I don't want to see your fucking ass, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I almost got into a fight with a dude because I told a girl that, yo, shorty, yo, pull your pants up, yo. She went and told her nigga something, nigga. But you was looking at my girl ass and all this other shit. Nigga, how did you not look at it when she was walking in front of you going in the store? Big as that shit is. You know what I'm saying? And she just got her shit hanging like she one of these niggas showing their drawers and shit. Want to fight over that? Come on, let's go. I got a sandwich in my hand too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dropping in my sandwich to fight. I already know this one hand gonna hit you. You know what I mean? But this the problem right here in the black community. We ain't allowed to check each other. Hey yo, so who you said that? Dana Dane?
This is a Tic Tac personality named Dana Dane. Now this ain't the real. This is a female. Yeah, yeah. This ain't the rapper Dana Dane.
Right. So even with that being said, you know that Dana Dane still might be right. You know, you could be an industry plant as far as like we understand now that they don't hire us for the role as Negro Americans. They go get a black immigrant from somewhere else to. Why can't they go get someone else from anywhere else to groom them and play and cosplay him as an American rapper, a black American rapper, female? You know what I'm saying? That's not new. You know what I'm
But
saying?
here's the thing: what if she was? What if she? And what if she? And because you do have some Black American female rappers that's about on the same par as her too. So you know that they're Black female rappers.
That's the other flip side of the coin. You know what I'm saying? So either she an industry plant from that side, or just this shit is just regular. You know what I'm saying? You know, and which is still an industry conspiracy because we don't control the music that is put out. You don't have to listen to it. That's a choice. You know what I'm saying? But we don't control none of this stuff. Again, family, 100,000 songs come out a month. See, I got to break down the scientific shit. 100,000 songs come out a month. So that's 1.2 million a year, right? Since 2018, streaming, analytics or whatever. You will never listen to that type of amount of music in your lifetime. And then the older you get, this is why, like a lot of our parents, man, you listen to that bebop, hip hop, man, turn that shit off, because that shit was garbage to them, yo. Yeah, I get it now, yo. You feel what I'm saying? I get that you hated the LL Cool J's and the Kumo D's and shit. This shit is trash, yo. You're right, yo, OG. You know what I'm saying? Because now when you listen to Drake's and the Sexy Reds, this shit is trash, yo. You know what I'm saying?
But here's a difference though between that era and our era. At least our parents, and they didn't grow up with hip hop or whatever, so they couldn't identify with them. It was something totally different, strange or whatever. We were actually the first generation born into it, so we should definitely have an understanding. We should definitely be like, okay, yeah, yours may be slightly different and this and that or whatever, but it shouldn't be the same way where like it was totally strange to them. And and my dad used to always say, I can't understand what the hell they talking about. I don't know what they said. They all sounded like. For us, we can understand, we can tell what they're saying and stuff like that, but we just really have no connection to most of the artists. I'm not gonna say there's not some that's out there that's not doing their thing, but to most of the artists out there, it's kind of like it's like, yo, like we should definitely understand and feel what y'all saying or whatever, because more so than anything, it was our era that popularized hip hop. It was our era that made hip hop a global phenomenon. Y'all are actually benefiting off of the generations that came before and actually popularized the actual genre and the music and whatnot. So we should definitely have an understanding. We were the generations of the Yo MTV raps and the rap cities and all the other stuff. So we more so than anybody else should actually understand exactly what's going on and what's popping with this music right here. Like I can understand my mom and dad and them that grew up in in the R&B era and the Motown era and the stack records and disco and I can understand them saying like, yo, this is something totally different. Like I don't know what the hell. I can understand Don Cornelius like being upset when rap came on the scene and then he had to on his show he had to go ahead and play it because it started picking up steam and he it was something that the young people was gravitating to. So he had no understanding of it. He didn't like it. He didn't make it. He didn't hide that he didn't like it either. You can see it on Don's face. You can hear what Don said. Don Cornelius did not hide the fact when rap music started coming on the Soul Train, and he had to play it. Yo, you heard it in his voice. You saw it. He said it. So I can understand them. Having a like, yo, this music sucks right here. Like, this, what the hell? This ain't no music. My uncle used to always say, "Oh, that ain't no damn music or whatever." But us, we should definitely be like, hey, my son, he puts on that stuff, and I tell him like, I can't listen, son. Like, I can't. We go back and forth with the YouTube videos, and I put on something from the '90s or something like that. I might, throw on Tupac or Biggie or Jay-Z or Outkast or somebody, or I'm throwing on somebody, and then he's throwing on yeah, damn, who is he throwing on? Whoever the hell he's throwing on, I don't even know what the hell he's talking about. Like, what the world? It's all the damn what's the instrument that T-Pain popularized?
It's really called a vocoder, but in the digital world, it's called auto-tune.
Auto tunes. Yeah, I'm like, yo, I'm like, everybody sounds the same.
But say vocoder, because that's the instrument that was originally hardware, which is what Roger Troutman used. It was the vocoder machine attached to harmonic tube that
Yeah, we know, and Stevie Wonder even used it to a certain degree and stuff as well too.
right, for sure and shit. You know what I mean? But auto tune is
But damn, every song that they coming out with has got a damn auto tune in it. That's the problem too.
Right, yeah. Auto tune is nothing more than a plugin. That's why song there for auto tune, because you're not doing anything without it. And this goes for, it ain't even really, the auto tune was built for rappers. And that's the funny thing. You feel what I'm saying? It's meant for singers like T-Pain. You know what I'm saying? But T-Pain could really sing though. You feel what I'm saying? Without the auto tune, that's the funny shit about the whole thing, yo. So it was created for, obviously industry professionals that, you're doing so many takes, you get tired. So you need like a tool to just correct that one great take. that you did. You know what I'm saying? And go ahead and move on from there and shit. Because everything is a time constraint again.
Real quick, I want to ask you what you think, because I know we touched up on the sexy red. What do you think about the whole Drake issue? Because like I say, is this a case? Oh, my bad. I keep forgetting the damn thing. I thought I had unmuted it. But what you think about the issue, the whole thing with Drake and the music and the American slavery lyric and all this stuff on this new single he's got coming out?
Well, just on Drake's ethnic background, we did this breakdown in the liquor store, and Drake's father's from Memphis, Tennessee, I think, born and bred. I'm gonna say Negro. So I'm not what it is he said. No, that's not right. Especially if you put in chattel slavery in the form of a sexual reference. You feel what I'm saying? Like, come on, Drake. You know what I mean? You got to do better than that. But obviously, we blame his Canadian side, you know what I'm saying, of the family for teaching them to be. I forget.
I think you got some people too upset with Drake too, because they feel like Drake, I guess, has been off code to a point. Like, I know you talked about the blackface he had that time as well.
Yeah, that's what I was about to bring up. You know what I mean? So a lot of folks are upset about that still. You know what I'm saying? But according to Drake's words, he was just doing that to bring awareness to black actors that wasn't getting roles. So good spin on it, I guess.
That's crazy. He was black. Wait, hold on. He said what? What did he say again?
He said the reason why him and this other guy that was in Canada, they was doing blackface. You know what I'm saying? His white friend could have been Noah 40. Who knows?
So let me get this right. This cat here who's mixed was doing blackface with his white friend, so he can gain attention for black actors. Is what he's saying?
Yeah, that so he can get some spotlight for black actors and shit like that. You know what I mean? And in film and like music and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know what Drake talking about there. There's a lot of things, man. If you want to go ahead and you want to try to put the spotlight on black actors and stuff like that, there's a lot of things that you can go ahead and do. You ain't got to wear blackface, and I know Drake knows the history of blackface. So that to me, that whole explanation makes zero sense right there, dude. You just want to put the blackface on. It's crazy because we see all the amount of people in Hollywood that then use blackface and stuff like that. So to have a actor or whatever, and I know he was a young cat at the time, but to have him actually in blackface, that's crazy. So a lot of people are still upset with Drake about that point, that that he had the blackface on, and I guess they come with this lyric here about the whips and the chains and all this other crazy stuff right here that people really ain't nobody's really trying to hear about that, man. Nobody's trying to hear about that. And like I say, I know some people say, you know what, that's just a form of lyricism. Drake is just he's just using metaphors in his song, and he's using wordplay and punchlines and everything like that. So don't take it personal. We know how rappers are. A lot of times rappers say things that they absolutely don't mean and whatnot, and leave it at that. But like I say too, like you say, Drake is, and I wonder how people feel about it, because they are mentioning his actual Canadian roots. But how do you feel about it that he is actually, by the blood of his father, he has actual slave blood in him? And I know a lot of people say, well, a lot of Canadians have people from this country got people slaving them and this and that or whatever. But his father, what a generation? His dad was his dad born in America, right?
Like I said, for the most part, yeah. From what I understand and what we read up on it, he got roots there too. So there you go. Now the whole connection of how he met Drake's mom and all that, you know what I mean? I ain't really get into the gist or remember that reflection though, but it is what it is.
And I agree with my girl Alyssa. She's saying this. She's saying Drake could have said any other reference than American slave in reference to whips and chains. And that's true too, because there are a bunch of different songs where people talk about whips and chains and stuff like that, and they ain't talking about chattel slavery. So I'm in agreement with you on that, sister. He could have used a whole nother example and this and that. I know what he's gonna say is that, and I know a lot of people that listen to rap are gonna say is that, hey, he was just using metaphors and this and that or whatever, and people say crazy stuff and stuff in rap, and you know how rap is off limits, and anything you can say, anything that comes to your mind, you can pretty much say it, and of course he didn't mean that, and then the next thing, don't be surprised if Drake don't get up here and also you know do a little PR pushback and say, you know what, I'm also the descendant of American chattel slavery too, on my father's side, and stuff like that as well too. And I know people been like, yeah, some of the users talking about the man, where he's Canadian, and his child is from a white woman and stuff like that. Let's not forget too, guys, that Drake is mixed as well too. So I know a lot of times when somebody, you have a biracial person and they marry or have a child from a white person, I think sometimes we forget that that person is actually half white themselves too. So it's a little different than the actual black person that actually marries a white person and has a child as well. So I think you got to kind of look at it that way too. There are a lot of biracial people in this country, in this world, that go ahead and actually marry white people and have kids from white people. I mean, Halle Berry, I know she was married a couple times to black dudes, but she did. DJ, I think your phone might be unmuted. But there's a couple times, Halle Berry, she was married a couple times to black guys, and she ended up having a child from a white dude. Did she have one or two kids from a white dude? Whatever. Either way, she talking about the white dude. She was calling her. She don't want to pay him the money because he was calling her the N word and all kind of stuff like that too. So hey, I don't know what it is, y'all, but it is what it is. I said we got a bunch of our folks up in the space, so shout out to you guys. We're talking about Drake. We're talking about Drake and his new single he got out, where people feel like he's actually making light of the actual chattel slavery by talking about whips and everything up in the song as well. So shout out to you guys that's up in the space. And we're also talking about the other rapper, Sexy Red, as well too. Sexy Red. I don't know what Sexy Red's from. I don't know any of Sexy Red's songs. I don't know how she just blew up and got so popular the way she did. But you had a TikToker that has since deleted the actual video, and the TikToker felt that, hey, Sexy Red was pretty much being put up by the establishment to make black women look bad. That Sexy Red had a bad image. And luckily, this was a black woman saying this as well, too. So this was a black woman that went up there and said it. Now, the black woman since then has deleted her video after it went viral, but she was saying that Sexy Red was an industry plant. She was put up there to make black women look bad. She didn't want to be associated with with women like her and Suki Hana, and it's a time to separate. That video drew the ire of a lot of other black women who felt that this black woman was showing a form of elitism, that she was trying to tarnish Sexy Red's image and her accomplishments that she's got so far, that Sexy Red is just in it trying to better herself and make a better life for herself and secure a future, secure that bag. So why should you sit up here and down this woman right here when all she's doing is trying to secure her future? So you had other black women that came up here and said this. You even had one teacher that actually apparently said the phrase that Sexy Red uses, the ski ye, I guess that's it, ski ye. That the teacher says that in her class that she uses that to calm her students down and stuff like that. That's a phrase that she uses to calm her students down. So I have no idea what ski means, y'all. If you're in the space and please share with us. I don't know what it means, but apparently this teacher uses it to calm her students down, and she says that it gets their attention all the time. So this is teaching in the 21st century as well too. So kind of see how we're going along with this. Like I say, shout out to everybody that's in the space. DJ, is there any songs that you know of Sexy Red? Because like I said, I don't know not one song of hers. Anybody in here, do you know any songs of hers?
But I gave up this shit a long time ago. So the answer is no. But I have heard the music, but to say, hey, look, the name of her song is that, and the lyric is this and that. No, I mean, I've listened to it, but to say, give a definitive description. No.
Okay, we got a couple comments. Let me go ahead and read it. For all my people over there in YouTube, shout out to you guys over there as well too. Make sure you go ahead and share the broadcast tonight, like it, leave a comment. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to it. I see my girl Trouble. She left a comment as well too. So, and this is what Trouble says. She says Drake separated himself from his American roots when he said, "You American slaves." He didn't include himself, so there's that. Yeah, well, that's true. If he said "You American slaves" as well too, so yeah, he did say that too. He says, "You got my mind in a terrible place, whipped and chained you like American slaves."
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the whole reason why we upset. You know what I'm saying? He said American slaves specifically. You know what I'm saying? See, Trouble rap, but she ain't gonna never spit these bars for us. You don't want to battle with Trouble. Come on the liquor store on Friday.
Okay, and uh Two Rot says Sexy Red is from St. Louis, so Sexy Red is from St. Louis. Okay, I like I say, I just started seeing Sexy Red popped up, and so that's the name of the song. Ski Yee. What the hell is Ski Yee? Like Skeet almost. Like what the hell is Ski Yee?
Ski.
Oh lordy.
I like the melody of the joint. It's alright. The club to that shit, fucking ski. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta ask my baby boy like what it about that song because he listened to all of the stuff right there. Because I'm gonna tell you straight up, I don't know. I don't know what the hell that is. But
Girl in the club, ski. Getting my money's rolling dust, ski.
that was like that time Chris Rock was talking about on the comedy show he had that time. He was talking about the rhymes and stuff and how the girls actually be in the club saying it harder than the dudes and stuff. And then when they talk about, I think he took the who was it? He took whose song was that? The Yin Yang Twins when they was talking about skeet skeet. You know, you got the girls up in there saying skeet skeet mother skeet skeet. So I guess that's what this. I don't know if that's like a derivative of it or whatnot. Shout out to my girl Rerod. Rerod, thank you for your contribution on Cash App. I want to get some of the women up in here as well. To my girl Trouble, I like your comment Trouble that you left too. So I like your comment. I want to get some of the fellas and some of the women up in here. I want to get your opinion of it. You know what Drake said in his songs. Was it offensive to you? Did you take did you have an issue with it, or did you just say it's it's just music. It's just rap. We know how rappers push the envelope. I didn't personally see anything wrong with it. Um, and what do you think about Sexy Red too? Was this TikToker right? Was Sexy Red an industry plant? Is she an industry plant? Do we have a bunch of industry plants? You know, and not to limit it to Sexy Red and not to limit it to female rappers. Are there a bunch of industry plants in hip hop? Period, male or female. So it ain't got to just be the females or whatever is industry plants or whatever, because people felt like for the longest time that some of the stuff that you hear in rap is destructive. That there might be a bunch of industry plants, male and female as well too. What's up, Trouble? Go ahead, you got it. How you doing tonight?
Hey, Newstoter, what's good, everybody? DJ in the house.
What's up?
What up?
Chilling. Just real quick. I think normally a lot of times I think from in the past I wouldn't have been offended. I would have been the same as a lot of people and said, oh well, that was just wordplay or whatever. But we in a different time now where Black Americans are starting to wake up, and we realized that back in the days when rappers were saying certain things that was making us as a collective look bad, we didn't check them on it. We just kind of rolled with it because it had a fresh ass beat. It sounded nice to the ears. But now that we're starting to wake up, now that we're starting to see the importance of our image and how we're being used and looked at, it's time to start calling this stuff out. It's time, and Drake isn't the only one. It's time to start chin checking everybody who come out and write, have their songs where it's blatantly disrespectful to the Black American culture and the Black American people. I mean, because a lot of times these people don't have a connection to us, and so we rightfully need to be calling it out. I mean, when you look at why Jewish people get certain things and they get shit done, it's because they call out everything that they feel like is disrespectful to them. Anything that makes them as a collective look bad or hurt their little feelings, they calling it the hell out and shutting shit down. So we need to shut shit down in the same fashion to let people know that we are not a tagline. We are not a lyric in your freaky little song. I don't like Drake anyhow, so I would hammer him just based on that. I don't like your little sing song ass, your little lighting the ass. I don't like it. So I'm a little bit biased because I don't like Drake, but and I don't like the Sexy Reds either. And I feel like it's a lot of industry plants. Her, the little Nucci with the good coochie, whatever her name is. I can never remember her name right off unless y'all are discussing.
Suki Hana.
Yeah, Suki. You know, I feel like her because of the video that was put out of her years ago where she was crying on camera about how she didn't want to do it anymore, but maybe contractually she didn't read, you know, the fine print. And so she had to continue being this caricature for the media or for whoever it was that she signed that contract with. And so now she's fully embracing it or putting it on, you know. And so it isn't just the women, it's a lot of the women, but also it's a lot of the guys too that talk about. Now we've always had rap music that's talked about, you know, putting a cap in that ass, but you know, there was always some explanation. Back in my days, it was sort of like they told a story, or there was, you know, a lesson to be learned from it. And it's just Birkin bags and shooting somebody in the head and we got the cap and I don't like you and I'm gonna shoot you, and there's no real message behind it besides you angry, you got a gun and you want to shoot some stuff up. So I feel like there's a lot of plants out here, but like you said earlier, we don't control the music industry. So once again, it's sort of like every time Black America takes 2 steps forward, 3 steps forward, they find some way to knock us 10 steps back, you know, and they're doing it via these upcoming children who, when you delve into it, not even Black American, they second, third, first generation degenerates, you know, or they got some type of maybe you got one Black American parent, but your loyalties is twisted, you know, or they're promising them these things, you know, and fame. And we're in an age of information, so everything's about going viral and, you know, being seen. And so this generation is always online, they always on the net, and if they can get seen, they don't care if they have to run out and say some BS in order to get that spotlight, that 15 minutes of fame, and then get $15,000 attached to it because they think that's big money. It's not until you gain a little bit of knowledge of self or some type of conscience about you where you start to realize that $15,000 in today's world is like $15. You ain't got you nothing. It sounds like a lot then because you can go to the store and buy a whole bunch of cute clothes and post a video and your father's like, yeah, you know, but that ain't a whole lot of money that they giving you for you to be an embarrassment, and you know, for them to continue whatever it is, the agenda that they have a hold of or that they're putting forth. So I don't know. I think next steps is that we just got to start calling it out, and it starts with the Drakes of the world. You know, I don't know how Drake got to be so famous and how he's everybody's number one, because you know all of his music to me sounds alike. He got some bangers, but it's just the beat. It ain't nothing necessarily that you saying that. So, oh my God, Drake said A, B, and C. I don't remember nothing the fool says. I just remember that you had a nice beat on the song with A, B, and C. You said this little slick line. It was okay. I can't remember the line, but it was a little slick. But you ain't really saying nothing. You're not really, you know, moving the music industry forward in that way. You're not a trendsetter in the music industry to me. You just, you know, you got the look. And unfortunately, we got a lot of people with the look who got contracts that are out right now who not even writing their own music. So I'll just be glad when it goes back to the lyrical content, the focus being more so on the lyrical content than it is the look. Right now, it's all about the look. And I land.
All right. Thank you, Trevor. You summed it up perfectly. What I find crazy too is that for all of these female rappers, you don't find one of them with any kind of consciousness to them. Say like MC Light or Queen Latifah, Lauryn Hill. I mean, even though I know Lauren was kind of R&B and hip hop, but it's not one in the group that has any kind of notoriety or fame, anything that's selling major units. Like all of the female rappers are pretty much all in the same same classification. Like none of them are on that level.
They have artists like Tierra Whack. They got Rhapsody. They had, you know, the old Bahamadia. They got females that's out right now that's kicking straight knowledge, that don't got to tear all their clothes off to sound good. They lyrically corn. You know what I'm saying? But they won't give those sisters the airplay or the notoriety that they will. These sisters coming out talking about what their coochie look like, what it feel like, and talking about how many STDs they had and And you're right, all of their music sounds alike. I mean, all of them. I ask my son every once in a while, who is that? And they always tell me, I don't know, because they don't even listen to it, and they're teenagers. You know, if we're riding in the car and one of them comes on, my son be like, "Can you turn that?" If I don't turn it first, he turn it because he don't even like to hear it. He's like, I can't believe they're even playing that on the radio. Now, sometimes I think y'all just saying that because y'all trying to gain mama's little favor. But when I listen to the music that my children listen to, they listening to 90s music, they listening to early 2000 music, or they listening to JID because that's one of the favorites in the house. You know, but they're not listening to any of these females right now because all of the females is talking about their little Twizzler or getting a bag, and it all sounds the same.
Hey, Trouble. I see Governor on YouTube. And he talk about she likes Drake. So that, so the governor say deep down inside you really do like Drake. So shout out to Gov.
I can't stand Drake, but what I will say is that every once in a while he'll have a song that has a nice beat, and I've always been moved by nice beats. You know, I love a good beat because I'm an instrumental type of person, and I take your beat and rewrite something to it in a heartbeat. But as far as Drake as an artist goes, he just makes me want to. I mean, you could ask my son, we be riding down the hallway, and I get mad and might end up speeding because I'm trying so hard to get Drake off my radio station because they play him back to back. Turn from one radio station to the next, and it's another Drake song. Like, why? It's like they think he's the only artist that's out there, and really that's what infuriates me about Drake. I might sit down and listen to some Drake music and decide that, I might actually like it, but because the music industry is acting like he's the only artist that's deserving of radio airplay, that makes me not like him. Off the bat, I wouldn't even give him a chance just because radio industry making it seem like you some top-notch player. You know, I'm from the Midwest, so I'm more partial to Southern and West Coast music. I like a lot of East Coast music, but Drake, I don't know where he come from, but please give him back. Governor, mute your mic.
I know, right? Governor, he just came out of nowhere. Let me read a couple comments real quick. Over on YouTube, I got Funny Face. He says, "You don't have to be ratchet to get a bag. Make that make sense. She definitely is a plant straight from hell, whether from white supremacy or the devil himself." So, Funny Face, we definitely get where you coming from on that. Let me go ahead and see what we got over here. Two Rot said over here, Drake takes all the R&B groups of the late 80s and 90s, steal their concept, but add bars of rap into it. Drake albums are made for women, but emasculating men while catering to women, manipulating emotions. Damn. What in the world? Oh, man. He also says Drake is terrible when you really listen to his album. I'm going to be real with you. I've never listened to Drake's album. The only thing I heard is Drake on the actual radio. So, you know, and my kids, that one song they had, what's that? What's that one song they had? They played the hell out of it. Hotline. It was something Hotline or something like that. My kids used to listen to. They used to like that song. Used to call me on the telephone, the cell phone, or something. I don't know. It was something. My kids they used to love that song. So you know, like I said, I don't really listen to any of Drake stuff like that. But you know, like I said, you know, I don't think lyrically, I don't think it was. Most people had an issue into this actual little lyric that he put in there. I wish Governor was over here too, so Governor could tell us what he thinks about it, what he feels about the actual song in itself, the actual lyric or whatever. And y'all leave a comment or whatever. If y'all don't want to get on the microphone, leave a comment and tell us what you guys actually think. I know what Trouble think. I know what Two Rots think. What some of the other people think. Rerod, I know you may be driving or whatever, sister. If you get a chance, come on up here. Alyssa, I already know what you think because I saw what you comment you left as well too. So the vast majority of people, they pissed off in the space. I'm gonna say that. Let's not get it twisted. Drake got millions of fans out there, and I can guarantee you, millions of his other fans will sit out there and say, "Well, you know, he just got caught up in the emotion of actual song or whatever." And you know, he wasn't trying to be disrespectful because they're gonna say Drake is also a descendant of slaves as well too. I know people always mention his Jewish mother, but his black daddy is black, and you know, from DJ, what he's saying that he believes he's from Tennessee or whatever. So, you know, I'm not saying Drake will be in line to get a reparations check or nothing like that, but he is by virtue of his father, he would be a descendant of actual chattel slavery in this country. So I guess that's another reason people say, well, you should be able to feel it. You should be able to write something a little bit different than that or whatever. But you know, I don't know if we were to go through all the songs. Do you think there may be some other artists throughout history and rap may have said something similar to what he said? Maybe not in a sexual in a sexual context, but maybe saying, I whip you like you was a slave or whatever. I whip and nigga, I whip you. I beat the out of you like you was a slave or whatever. I don't know. So that's interesting as well itself too. Like I said, the whole thing was sexy red. Um, oh yeah, Two Ross said Drake got famous from the Gracia Disney show. Then he started rapping. Yeah, that I did find that like peculiar. That I've never seen that. I've never seen like that level, like how somebody rose like any. Normally, if you were a rapper, you rap first and then you got into acting. But my man was actually, and I didn't even know that till years ago. I felt like, yeah, he was on the actual show first, and then he was on a Disney thing, and then he actually got spin into an actual a music career. So that pretty much that's different to say the least. That's very different. And you know, I guess he was able to do it from another standpoint that hey, he definitely is no gangster rap or anything like that, and you don't need to be a gangster rapper. But that was a different perspective of how he actually got put on. Because most people, if we look at Will Smith and you look at some other people, they were rappers first, even though they might have had the Fresh Prince and you might have had Queen Latifah with Living Single and stuff like that. They were rappers first, and then their acting career took off later on as well too. So his was a complete reversal. Like he was actually an actor and then got and became a mega star in rap or whatever. And like I said, he's selling major units out there. However you want to calculate it, however you want to say it, your boy is selling major, major, major units. So let me see what else we got. I'm trying to see. Shout out to the people up in the space. Shout out to Nita. Nita, I see you up in the space as well too. So shout out to you. Shout out to everybody that's up in here. FBA Negro Jones. And we're trying to get anybody that may want to come up and speak, add something to it. DJ, you want to add something real quick? Is Governor still on vacation?
Nah, his ass back.
Okay, so Governor decided to hang out in YouTube, and now the governor should have came up in here so he could have dropped some game for us and let us know exactly what's what.
Yeah, come on over with the stoicism, cousin. You already know what it is. We actually are battling on kung fu movies. I'm whooping them right now with the hyena staff and shit. I'll come in the liquor store to find that battle, though. Know what I mean? But yeah, man. So at the end of the day, I don't really know what to say about it, this shit, because it ain't like, us down here on the bottom, the peasants, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got no say what these folks do at the top, you know what I mean? We don't control. This is why I be trying to tell all of us, hey, go get your EIN number, that's your tax ID, so that way you could go open up a DistroKid label account, which is only like $100 a year, and get the little rappers from your neighborhood, you feel what I'm saying? That it's really saying something. And, you know what I'm saying? It don't cost much to really go in the studio nowadays or to even create your own studio. If you want information on that, you can come up on social, soxeil.com, and come in the Kai Productions room, and I teach you how to build your studio up for damn near nothing. So this shit really don't cost nothing. These folks is really just getting by because of one thing. They're doing the work to actually get in the industry. And even with that being said, you're still going to get ostracized somewhere down the line until you decide to finally pretty much sell out in some way, shape, size, or form. You feel what I'm saying? Because what is Sexy Red was saying some sexy educated shit. Would y'all dudes here be listening to it? Show of hands. Anyone? Ladies too. Would y'all be listening to Sexy Red? She was saying, had songs about, Henrietta Lacks and what happened to her, and did songs, history and stuff like that. Who'll be here listening to? Who would support them? Show of hands.
Hey, I mean,
ALN. Okay, that's what's up. Anybody else? Going once, going twice? Nope. So there you go. That's why she's saying my booty hole brown, my Gucci pink, and ski. No, let me just show hands, ski. Y'all fucking with that ski shit, see? So, you know, at the end of the day, the only way this shit gonna change is if you do something about it. Real shit. You do something about it. So again, Walmart sold 1 billion DVDs last year. Start putting your YouTube videos to a physical DVD and start selling that shit in the street. If Walmart made 1 billion, that means you ain't got to go to work no more if you are content creator.
Hey, but this chick, I mean, was sitting up here talking about getting STDs and you know, I mean, and bragging about it. Like, that's like back in the day. I mean, you stayed clear. If you found out somebody had STD, like first thing you somebody would tell you, your boy would tell you, like, yeah, she burning. Like, I mean, she's sitting up here and it's like almost like it's a badge on. Like, oh yeah, I got an STD, and then like, oh Lord, like what the hell are you talking about, girl?
Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Shimmy, shimmy.
Oh yeah, ODB.
Oh, but y'all, the dogs, the Brooklyn squad. Wu-Tang Killer Bees on the floor.
And that was crazy when he was sitting up, and that was crazy when you found out what that song was about. Like, what in the world? Like
we've been doing this shit, yo. Know what I mean? Rest in peace to ODB, man.
Real talk.
Online now, and with that being said, on the back to the Sexy Red situation, I think it's really just her doing the work or whatever the case be. You know what I'm saying? So if you know are artist or some type of content creator, you just got to really put your work in to, you know, try to get your shit out there, and you just don't give up for that reason and shit. But you know, it's really the context of the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Like, is anyone 10 years from now going to be listening to that ski and all this other stuff? Like kids growing up nowadays that's in like their 20s and shit. When they hit our age, 40s and shit, is they going to be saying ski yo? I don't think so, bro. Because this shit ain't nothing timeless about this shit. Well, you come up and verse me, ALN. Ain't nothing timeless about music in the last 15 years. To tell me, sing me a Drake verse. Come up here and rap a Drake verse for me. Where's Drake's hottest shit? You know what I'm saying? I can't think, but I can think of some D-Block shit, some boot camp shit off the head. You feel what I'm saying? Some Wu shit, some Nas. You know what I mean? Rakim, KRS, Daddy Kane, Slick Rick. I can think of that shit like right now, like rap it. Rap is the like hip hop, hip it to the hip hop. You don't stop or rock it to the bang bang boogie. Say up jump the rhythm to the rhythm of the boogie beat. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever went over AL in house and the food just ain't no macaroni salad, the peas all smushed in, the chicken tastes like wood. You see what I'm saying? Come on, Drake ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but think about it. You gotta think about the ones that's buying music now. And I mean, who knows? 15 years from now, they may still be jamming this stuff. I don't know.
Hold on a second again. So when you say buy music, ain't nobody buying music, bro. Everything is streaming.
Well, whatever, streaming, whatever. The cat got money, so whatever they doing, whether they streaming it, they stealing it, they buying it, whatever. I'm just saying, when those people get his when his people start getting in their 40s and stuff like that, they may still, you know, support his music, may still go out and see him and tour, whatever. Because let's be real, we got some older rappers that go on tour, and our people go out there and support him. So, you know, his crowd, and he does, let's be for real, he has a crossover appeal. So you'll have a bunch of white chicks up in there, a bunch of white dudes up in there, along with the black ones going to support Drake too.
Okay, so who at 50 years old going to go support Lil Durk? You know what I'm saying? You're going to be too old and back hurt to be throwing your guns up, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on, yo. Niggas ain't going to the Onyx concerts unless they perform along amongst somebody. And I fuck with Onyx. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Can you imagine them niggas rapping now? Niggas saying that shit like, throw your guns in the air. It just pop like, damn, trying to go get my food and my medicine and shit and go home. You know what I'm saying? I don't got time for this shit. What the fuck was niggas listening to back in the day? That's what you gonna say. Yep, this is why our parents said this shit is trash.
Hey, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. That's all I'm gonna say.
I know. You get to one little concert here and there and shit, but the mass majority, And look, let's talk about that. The club scene is fucked up too. The club scene been fucked up. That was years ago. But I'm ready to get back into it now because I've been producing music over the course of like 15 years. You know what I'm saying? So the only logical thing for me to do, as you know, my career path has taken me over 30 years, is to go back to what I originally started at, DJing. So that way I could get that bread. But I'm locked in the studio. Hit me up. Dirt cheap trouble in my jack, yo.
Real talk. Alrighty. Well, like we did yesterday, we ain't gonna keep the space going. We definitely try to get our people to come on up here and speak, but everybody seems like they're cool for the night. So on that note,
they thinking about sexy red brown booty hole, yo. That's what it is.
I think that's Suki Hana talking about that one now.
Right, that too. Hey, look, she ain't off the hook either. You know, ain't she supposed to be reformed? But Umar Johnson trying to hit it though. See that? I hit it first.
Yeah, she seemed like she seemed like she got a little crush on Umar.
Hey, look. See how she trying to spin the shit now. What y'all ladies think about that? Any ladies want to comment on that? Trouble you up here. So Suki supposed to be reformed the shit. You know what I'm saying? For spitting up on the woods. You know what I'm saying? Umar trying to holler. What's your thoughts on that? The Prince of Pan Africa.
Well, I don't know if Umar trying to holler at her. Is she trying to holler at Umar?
Umar super freak, man. Stop, bro. Umar getting all the holes right now. No lie, yeah.
Trouble looked like she was gonna say something. Trouble, you gonna say something?
No, I was just gonna say two clowns. They can go ahead and get it down. They go ahead and go some rounds and get it pound by pound, and whatever they want to do. Umar know good and well while he was on that video talking about, oh, you're gonna have to change something. Go ahead, hey, brother. We all know when lights and cameras is shut down, you're gonna go ahead and get that done. So you ain't gotta lie, Craig. You ain't gotta lie. You know, Umar remind me of one of them brothers that somebody had posted a video of the clip. I forgot what movie that was, with a brother with the Kofi outfit on, and it looked like he was talking to the sister, and he was like, "Oh, my beautiful queen, the mother of my children." You know what I'm saying? And he was talking real good. And then when he got up on the girl, and she was like, "Hey," he was like, "Hey, can you tap that white girl to the back behind you?"
Hey, I saw that movie. I'm trying to think what movie that was too. Yeah, I'm trying to think what movie that was because I saw that too. I remember that.
He remind me of one of them type of brothers. Like, you talk a good game about loving your people and they being in sin, but you know good and goddamn well, if one of them Becky's was to give you that snapper cracker, you would go ahead and get that. My beautiful white queen, my milk, my pale, spoiled milk, governess.
Okay, now I may have to step up for Umar on this. I not say what you want to about Umar and all the other stuff. I don't think Umar's swinging that way personally. I think Umar he's definitely for the black women. I could be wrong, but I think Umar's definitely for the black women.
Yeah, and words. But Umar had a video out that still had me cracking up. When he was on it, he was like, gifts, donations. I was like, I guess it depends on how many gifts and donations and white girls jump on it. I'm just saying, so you feel how you feel, brother, but I don't know that.
I don't know that. Like I say, Trouble, I'd have to see that. I'd be kind of shocked to see Dr. Umar with Becky on his arm now. Like you say, you never know what people do behind the scene because you're right when the camera and everything ain't rolling. But I'd be a little shocked to see Umar riding up with a Becky. Because that joke is adamant about it. Like he definitely don't support it, at least publicly. He'll tell you in a heartbeat, like, nah, we ain't rolling that way. So I would be shocked if I saw that happen one day. But nonetheless, him and Suki Hana was definitely, and she was talking about Umar for a long time before they even met and whatnot. So, it is what it is on that help on that part. So I don't know if he's trying to rehab her image or not, but I know I just saw her the other day posted up all on the floor and tooted up in the air and everything else. So I was like, well, I guess she's still trying to work on that rehab because it was her and about 3, 4 other chicks, and they was all doing their little poses, and it might have been going to the damn the MTV Awards, and they was all on the ground, posed up, and she was with her behind up in the air and everything else, with her stomach on the floor. So I'm like, yeah, I guess she's still a work in progress, there, sis.
Yeah, that's crazy and shit. But at the end of the day, though, so what's the solution, man? Again, go spend that $100, open up a distro kit. You feel what I'm saying? Get that record label plant. Start getting with the cats in your neighborhood that do content, rap, art, whatever it is. Start putting them on. Start promoting your own shit, man. That's all it really is. So artists that got fire, send them my way, man. I'll look into it.
Real talk. And I guess on that note, guys, we'll go ahead and we'll close the space down for the night. We'll be back tomorrow night. So thank you to everybody that came out and supported the space tonight. Check us out tomorrow night. Everybody be safe and have a good night. Peace.